Welcome to Hilarity by Default's weekly BRISCO County Jr. review, starring the unconventional chin of Bruce Campbell. Episode 16 has Briscoe, Bowler, and Socrates invited to attend the first ever Bounty Hunters Convention. Upon their arrival, they discover a morbid scenario. One by one, each attendee falls prey to a deadly snare, from exploding rooms to acidic bathtubs. Trapped in for the night, it is up to our heroes to survive and unmask the real killer at large. On the surface, Bounty Hunters Convention may seem like a silly Agatha Christie rip-off episode of BRISCO County Jr. Yet, it provides a refreshing change of pace and a decent enough mystery to provide some laughs and wonderful character interactions, primarily between the main trio of Briscoe, Bowler, and Socrates, not to mention Comet, who apparently has a lecherous reputation with the ladies.
Of course he does. He's mother-loving Comet. Woo! Fireball, yeah! It's one thing to be put out to stud, but when you're alive and you're just a stud because, that's Comet, bitch. What? I thought this episode was a lot of fun, and really you could tell the writers enjoyed installing these different random bounty hunter personalities that were all very strange and unique in their own right. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I think that you may have enjoyed some of the murder suspects a little bit more than I do, but I do want to say this, that even though I think that overall in the conceit of the episode, it's a generic murder mystery on the surface, but I quite enjoyed this episode. I am a sucker for claustrophobic mansion mysteries involving deadly traps, secret passageways, and hidden motives. But let's talk about the traps real quick, because I made a list. They include exploding rooms, falling chandeliers, acid baths, lightning rod executions, bowler target practice, and killer toasts. How can you hate on that? It's a lot of fun.
Bowler target practice. That sounds like some that's set up in an alley or something with pins and whatever.
Luckily, Socrates hit the gutter ball.
That's correct. Apparently, I can't even build on that joke. That's accurate as hell. No, but speaking of the traps, man, listen, if Demos sees fit as the host of this show to do a top 5 intros of BRISCO County Jr., I gotta tell you, man, this is definitely in that top 5 discussion. The opening of this episode was effing boss.
I like seeing the Old West version of the door opening and setting off an explosive. It's something. It's simple, effective. I'm pretty sure in reality somebody probably would have noticed, but I think it works. I think it worked beautifully. It's a nice setup. I like the sleeping arrangement, hot potato between Bowler, Briscoe, and Socrates. A lot of fun, a lot of witty moments, and the dubious, ever-expanding litany of Socrates' bedtime rituals.
Yeah, right? And I'm glad you mentioned, hey, somebody may have noticed, whatever. There's some very almost Hitchcockian. I don't know that that's an adjective until now, but it is.
No, that works.
That are rather Hitchcockian. For example, the guy, Earl Snakeskinner, opens the door. You would think that he would notice that a match just got lit under him, but he's just fresh off of having an argument with Briscoe right outside his door. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But the way that was cut away in a similar fashion to somebody holding a glass, filling it with a fifth of rum, and now you cut to a car with a guy in it being drunk as beep. I mean, listen, it was well done.
Before we move away from the traps to the regular episode, which one was your favorite? I have to say, with your favorite and your least favorite, the acid bath. I will preface by saying this. When I first saw it, I thought it was dumb as hell. There's a full skeleton in there with a cowboy hat. I'm like, that is I couldn't buy that. That was BS. That was a tongue sticking out. But to the episode's credit, it provides an explanation later on. I forgive it. My personal favorite, I love the lightning rod execution. For the serialized cliffhanger nature of this series, I thought it worked very well. And also kind of nice to see variety in the traps. Let's be honest, in this kind of story, there is that one cliche. Every single time you see, most of the time, you see a this kind of setup in a mansion with booby traps and so forth, there's always a falling chandelier. I haven't seen a lightning rod execution attempt before in one of these stories.
Bro, I'm with you on it. And by the way, I would even argue the falling chandelier is the worst of the traps, air quotes, that are in there. But it's executed well enough to where I ain't even mad.
Pun intended.
Landoed, boom.
I will say that one of my other favorite scenes, before I get into plot specifics, I love, there's a scene in the episode where Briscoe draws the perfect conclusion that the murder suspect must be drenched following their close encounter in the rain, and then discovering everyone in the mansion is wet due to one natural circumstance or another. It's comedic joy. I loved it.
The only thing it was missing at some point, and I know you couldn't because it was on Fox, but fine. I want the DVD outtake where Briscoe goes, "Son of a bitch!"
What did you think of the actual reveal of the killer?
I actually, at one point, thought it was going to be Scottish Bullock, and then it wasn't. At one point, I thought it was going to be the chick. She ended up being revealed as something completely different, but she was still suspicious. So, I mean, I'm taking partial credit. I'll put it this way. I feel like I didn't necessarily see it coming. They kind of supplanted me where it was just, oh, well, see, that's the problem. I got too real world on it. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was just a cheesy execution of the acid death. That's dumb. Oh, it was fake. Okay. You know,
what happened?
Sam took an acid trip.
Listen, I'm not going to blow up over that bad pun.
I liked the conceit that Sam the killer, of course, once again, this is an Agatha Christie trick. You know, you saw it in 10 Little Indians. Somebody faked their death and was the real killer the whole time. Like I said, that's the generic aspect that I was alluding to earlier. I'm okay with that. I liked the reveal that he was in that bounty hunter stealth suit with the skeleton mask. I thought it was really cool. I love that whole ending up until they take the mask off, and suddenly this guy went a little too cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for my taste, but whatever, it worked.
Hey, at least he wasn't all like, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those pesky bounty hunters.
But you mentioned you liked a lot of the cast in this, beyond the main players. That's one point I'm gonna defer with you on a little bit.
Let me stop you right there. Some of them were missed opportunities and not done as well as they should have been. But hey, you only have seconds with some of these characters. Some of them were pretty strong. All right, I'm sorry.
I'll give you some credit there. For me personally, I felt that the list of suspects was a little poor on the surface. Most of them being one-note caricatures. I mean, you have
Gato.
Yeah, some of what I'm about to list, some of them are better executed than others. I know that we're using that word a lot tonight, but not intended. We have the hothead youth. We have the guy with the English accent. We have the guy as big as a mountain who is also named Mountain.
Hey, you leave him alone. He's the one that gave Comet respect.
Oh, okay, yeah. But we haven't gotten to your butler grooming scene yet, so... butler horse grooming scene. The only one I think that gets the most depth through the course of the episode, with the possible exception of Nevada Cooper, the younger guy, also happens to be the most anemically written and portrayed, and that's Rosalind, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. There were some scenes in there that just did not work with her, man. Some of the dialogue, and not to harp on the actress, and mind you, some of the lines she had to say were cliche, so they're already a little difficult to present. But I wasn't buying that, and then trying to forge in a John Bly motivation, none of that worked for me.
Yeah, I know, I'm with you on that. I think, well, the what's his word? The gymnastics they did with some of the plot elements. Oh, who is this Hayes? I'm not really Hayes, but I thought I was Hayes. But I'm not Hayes because, see, this person asked me to be Hayes, and then I was Hayes, some acid went down, so I freaked out about being Hayes, and now me and the staff is on this train, and no, that was, okay, listen, and some of those plot elements, I think, cornered Rosalind to be that problematic character.
You have a bounty hunter convention, and no Crystal Hawks? Fail.
Maybe she was busy, man. Maybe she smelled a trap here. Maybe Crystal Hawks doesn't play nice with others unless they're named Briscoe County Jr. Maybe the failure's on Sheena Easton's agent.
realistically speaking, there are already too many elements and characters at play in here to bring her back. Would have taken an extra 15 minutes on the story just with her. So,
I mean, bruh, I'm just saying. Hey, at least Tasha Yar isn't in here, so that's a win.
What's your comment rating on this?
You know, if the plot wasn't such a hot mess, this could be a 4-comment episode. But it's going to have to stick with the cheese pizza that is 3 because of the very same thing I keep saying about this series. There is no reason for this to work. And yet, more often than not, it does.
You literally just summed up my notes. We have often said that Briscoe County Jr. presents ideas and scenes that should not work, but somehow do. This episode, it's the perfect example of that statement. As per Bowler's own mouth in this episode, it's a stupid idea.
It's a stupid idea.
It's like he's reviewing the show for us, man.
You know, and I'm real glad that oftentimes in our episodes you cue Bowler saying the stuff that we're thinking. And the main 2 things, maybe we should have a top 5 Bowler quotes that express our feelings about the show. And again, 2 of them that's going to make it, that's a stupid idea, and not that old thing again.
I don't care what you say, it's a stupid idea.
Bully, been whining since we left San Francisco.
And there are definitely going to be more in the future.
Yeah.
But despite the fact that it's a stupid idea, it surprisingly works and provides a positive change of scenery and manner. It's not the show's best. It's definitely not the worst. But it's a convention worth partaking in. I'm giving it 3 comments as well.
And hey, there's an open bar.
After that.
So join us every week as we cover all 27 episodes of The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. We invite you to watch along and let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on each episode. And make sure to like and subscribe for more fun from Hilarity by Default.